Hey there, welcome to Violet's DIY Style. I'm Violet. If this is your first time to my channel, I hope you consider subscribing. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. So today's DIY, we're going to be making some farmhouse decorations for Christmas. The first one we're going to be doing, we're going to need a hula hoop and one of these round mirrors from Dollar Tree. You're also going to need some skewer sticks. And what we're going to do first is we're basically going to measure around the hula hoop roughly 2 to 3 inches apart, and we're just going to mark a little dot every 2 to 3 inches depending on how many skewer sticks you want to put in your hula hoop. What we're going to do is we're going to make a wagon wheel. So just basically go all the way around your hula hoop, the same amount of measurements, between 2 to 3 inches or more if you like. And then as you can see, the last one I put 4 inches apart. Now what we're going to do is basically insert the skewer stick into the hula hoop. Now if you use a Dollar Tree hula hoop, they're pretty soft, so this is pretty easy to do. You can just easily poke it through your skewer stick. But if you're having a hard time, just get something sharp, or even one of your hot knives or something like that, and you can just cut it through the hula hoop that way as well. But it wasn't very hard at all just to poke it with one of the skewer sticks. So just continue adding all your sticks onto your hula hoop just like so. And then what you can do, if you don't feel comfortable just inserting them and leaving them as is, you can use some E6000 or hot glue, basically by pulling out that skewer stick and then adding it to the tip and then inserting it back into your hula hoop. So once you're done adding all of your sticks to your hula hoop, what we're going to do is we're going to add the frame of the mirror right in the center. And the way I did that was basically measure from the hula hoop to my round frame in the center, and marked it on all 4 ends just to make sure that it was right in the center. Once I did that to all 4 sides, I went ahead and glued those 4 skewer sticks first, and then I started gluing all the rest of them as well. And again, here you can use some E6000 or hot glue, whichever one, or a mixture of both, whatever feels comfortable for you to use. So again, once you're done with gluing those 4 and you know it's going to stay in place, then you could just start working around your hula hoop and gluing all of the sticks to your round mirror frame. And once you're done doing that and you allow all the glue to dry, to go ahead and spray paint it the color of your choice. Now, since I'm going to make mine for Christmas, I went ahead and decided to use this spray paint, and it was in the color the Farm Red. So it looks kind of pink on camera, but believe me, it's just that bright tractor red color. So just go ahead and give it a really good coat, allow it to dry, and I spray painted it once and then just spray painted wherever I saw that it needed to be even coated. Once it was all completely dry, I brought it in, and as you can see, I did add the mirror as well, and I spray painted that mirror in the center as well too. But that's completely optional. You can leave that mirror out and spray paint it without the mirror and then glue the mirror into the wagon wheel, but I wanted it to look like a wagon wheel without the mirror, so I decided to spray paint it. But once you're done with that and it's all dry, bring it in and then you can start decorating it. I just wanted a simple greenery kind of Christmas feeling to my wagon wheel. I didn't want to add too much and take away from the actual wagon wheel itself. So what I did was just grab some garland and I did a double strand of that. Then I'm adding some of this white, it's kind of semi-glittery fern that I purchased at Dollar Tree as well, and then some beads or berries that I had gotten from last season. but you can use any kind. I know they also have some glittery ones that are berries as well. So just anything that you want to add on here, you go ahead and feel free to do that. You can even do this for spring, or whichever season you want, but I again am going to use this for Christmas. Once I was happy with the amount that I added, I went ahead and got one of the twist ties that are the green ferns as well for Christmas, and then I just twisted it on to my garland and made sure it was nice and secure onto my wagon wheel as well. And then I just continue adding a little bit of berries and a little bit more of the white fern, just until I was happy with the amount that I added onto my decor. This is completely optional. Again, you can add whatever you like. This year, I don't know about you guys, but I'm all about more of the simple style. I still want to add a lot of holiday bright colors and decor, but I'm tending to go more of the more simplistic way of doing things, which I'm just loving this year. But how are you guys going to decorate this year? Are you going to do more of the simplistic or boho? I know boho is really in style this year as well. Let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts and how are you going to decorate for Christmas? So once I was done with the greenery, I thought it needed just a little bit something else. So I went ahead and made a bow using some black and white checkered ribbon and also some just extra ribbon that I had from last year's Christmas, which had the little wagon wheels on there as well, I believe. So it was just grab any kind of ribbon that you like for whatever holiday you're going to make your wagon wheel for. And I just made a simple bow. And I used again one of the twist ties in order for me to tie that bow onto my wagon wheel as well. So I can easily remove this once the holiday's over and then add maybe some sunflowers or something like that for spring. So that's why I'm using the twist ties. So just go ahead and wrap it around as many times as you can, just to make sure it's nice and secure. So now what I decided to do was add the word joy in the center where the mirror is at. And that's about it. I was done. Super easy, but I thought it looks so beautiful, and it's a huge piece because again, it's a hula hoop, so it's perfect for indoors or maybe just laying it on by your fireplace or on top of your mantle. I think it's perfect size. So once I was done with that tutorial, that DIY, I went ahead and grabbed one of these disposable tin pans from Dollar Tree as well, and I removed the frame part of my tin. So once I was done removing the frame, basically I just cut the edge off a little bit, just the width of the ruler, just to make sure that it was nice and straight, because as you can see, that end was kind of curved. So I just went ahead and cut that strip off and set it aside because I know I'll use it for another project. And then after I cut that first strip, then I started cutting individual strips, roughly 2 lines. As you can see, it has like a little grid on this disposable pan. So I basically just cut in between the second and third line, which was roughly about a ½ inch in thickness. And I cut 4 of those strips off. Now it's kind of thin, so if you wanted to make it thicker, I would recommend you maybe cut a 1-inch strip and then fold that in half to make it a little bit thicker of the tin if you want that style. Since this was the first one I made, I just did the 1 strip, wanting to test it out, and it works perfectly fine. But again, if you are planning to maybe touch it and, you know, move it around a little bit more or add something in the center, you might want to make it a little bit thicker and then just fold whatever thickness you put in half in order to make it you know, a little bit more sturdy. But this way I did it was perfectly fine as well. So once I cut those 4 strips, I just basically folded it in half and just stuck my finger right in where I bent it, just to make sure it didn't make that little crease, because that's where I know I need to add the glue once we start making our ornament. So that's just going to give me a guide of where the center is at. And then all I did was add some hot glue and basically made a T, and then added the other two in between that X or the T, whichever way you want to see it. And then I made it another X the opposite way. So just glue all four of them to make that star shape. And you can make them as large as you want, or you even cut this in half and make a smaller size ornament if you like as well. So after that, just grab something round, and this is the dome from Dollar Tree that I'm using. Since I was making some more DIYs today, I'm going to be using one of those domes, so I had it on hand. But just grab anything that you have, a cup or something, just to help you make those round circles with your strips. Okay, so once you're all rolled up, go ahead and just grab that one strip, the larger one, and then just cut out a little square. I really didn't measure the size of the square. I basically maybe about 2 inches and by 2, but really I didn't measure it out. Just cut out a square, and then what I did was add some glue on one side, and then made sure kind of it was in the center, and then I started gluing the strips to that little square. So I did one side first, and then I did the other side, adding my glue, and then just adding those little strips right at the corner of each of that square. And this is going to form the bottom of your ornament if you're going to do it like I am and actually put it on a shelf. Once I was done and I allowed it to dry, I just got a hole puncher and added 2 little holes right at the top of my ornament. Then I got some jute twine or any kind of rope you want to use, and just cut out a strip of that and insert it into those 2 little openings that you made with the hole puncher. And that way you can hang your ornament if you like. I know I'm going to be making a few of these, some like I did today, and then some I actually want to add a little ornament inside of this larger ornament. So if you want to see a picture of that, or maybe a DIY of those, make sure you follow me here on YouTube and also on Instagram, where I usually tend to add little videos of smaller DIYs that I make as well. So after I was done doing the rope, inserting it into my ornament, I grabbed one of these twist ties, Greeneries, and then I just basically cut it in 3 strips and formed that little snowflake style as well, or an X. Wrapped it around each other just to make sure that it was nice and tight, kind of shaped it, and then I'm going to glue it onto the top of my ornament. And I just glued it with my hot glue gun. So just go ahead and I glued it right on the top. Then I decided to add a little pine cone that I spray painted white. And again, just use some hot glue and glued it right to the center. So you can add anything you like onto the top to decorate your little ornament. And then I grabbed some of these little berries that I already made some wreaths for my kitchen for Christmas. And I decided to add a little bit of these same color berries onto my little ornament. So here I am just kind of cutting up the berries in little sections, and I'm going to glue them together and twist them and add them to the top of my ornament as well, just to give it that little pop of color, just like I did with the wreaths. And there you have it, an adorable tin Christmas decor piece. So once I was making that, I decided, hey, all I got to do is kind of flatten this down a little bit and make a pumpkin. So that's what I did. I grabbed some more tin, did the same thing, made that circle, but instead of making it up higher, I kind of just pushed it down to make it look more like a pumpkin. Grabbed a little stem and a leaf, and then I grabbed some of this wiring jute twine, again, that I purchased at Dollar Tree, twisted it around my fingers, added some glue to make that little vine on my pumpkin. So you can even use this for fall or all year if you'd like. An adorable tin pumpkin. So what do you guys think? I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, again, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and share with friends and family. Until next time, you guys stay blessed. Bye.